seriously, you three don't start, okay? Every little dickhead I was at school with, these three are sat here. Mum's chosen their clothes, Dad's paid for them. And also, Sam, I want an extra 5 minutes every time they heckle. Okay, so I'm Harvey. I'm a supply teacher. Now, in my job, basically, if no one's died in the lesson, it's been a success. I have no power or control. I'm happy to admit that. The kids control the classroom. I'm a visitor. Now, the first thing you want to do as a supply teacher is you want to get everyone sat down in their seats. You want to explain the first task and get the register done, because that's like a legal requirement. Everyone's safe. Okay? But here is where the saboteurs are going to try and wreck your lesson from the start. Okay? So, sir, we've already done this work before. Sir, you're just a supply teacher. You can't tell us off. You can't give us detentions. Sir, I swear I do sit here. That's the old seating plan. Sir, what's your name? It's Mr. Bhogal. If you can't pronounce that, it is Mr. B or Sir. Is it Mr. Bogey? Mr. Bagel? Oh, what, man? I was confused. Then, when you finally get the chance to start explaining what the work is that you're supposed to be doing... Sorry, coughing, sir. Or take two, you carry on continuing to explain. Achoo! What, man? So you can't have a go at me, just sneezing? You also have to deal with the accident prone. So they might accidentally fall through the door on the way in. Or they might accidentally body slam their bag on the floor. Or accidentally punch one of their mates. Or accidentally kick them. Now, I'm sick of this, okay? Every time this happens, in fact, these pupils would have the highest accident insurance premiums, okay? Now, every time this happens, I'm sick of it. From the front of the classroom in a sarcastic voice, I just say, accident. Sir, you just call me an accident? Your mum told me you was? Closely related to the accident prone are the professional footballers, okay? Trying to get away with everything. What, man, it wasn't me, ref. He deserves the yellow, not me. And also, the professional footballers, they try to commit as many fouls as possible, but each one doesn't quite deserve a yellow card. So you've basically got these dickheads ruining your whole lesson, okay, and they haven't done enough to get sent off. Okay, so next then, you've got the future Hall of Famers, okay? They see you as a supply teacher. They're thinking, I'm going to be a legend if I humiliate this teacher, okay? Because effectively, it's their human right to mug you off. And if you try to... And if they're not allowed to mug you off, or even worse, you try to educate them, you are violating their human rights, and the human rights activists will complain about this. If you try to get the pupils to behave properly and you criticise bad behaviour, sir, you're trying to say I've got problems. Or if you try and keep the class silent because you want to do a written task, so we can't even talk. What about freedom of speech? Okay, one of my favourite type of pupils are the wannabe badmans, okay? That was the vibe I was getting from these three here. Right, so, walking in like they own the place. They've got to be the bad man, haven't they? So, they've got to try and, alpha dog you. All right, bro. Sorry, excuse me, it's Sir. Cool, bro. Safe, bro. Obviously, their mates and their girlfriends who they've got nowhere near yet are very impressed. And now the thing is that, these pupils, they've got their self-esteem of an elf, but when they're with their mates, they're Billy Big Balls, okay? Someone's definitely had their Weetabix and maybe a Barocca for that extra boost that day. The thing is, another thing they might do actually is they might kiss their teeth at you, if you haven't seen that before. And they're allowed to do that because they have one Jamaican great aunt. And she was born there on holiday in Kingston. So, now the thing is, they assume about me by, the way I speak, maybe the way that I dress, that I'm posh. But these little youths, they got no idea that Mr. Bhogal grew up in the ends, fam. Although, when we grew up in the ends, it was a bit different, innit? We used to do like this, innit? You get me, innit? Sparkhill B11 represent what the... Yes, my people are here, fam. Don't know. Okay, the worst type of attention seekers are the don't beg it, okay? So, sorry, excuse me, can you put your phone away, please? Don't beg it, man. Okay, so what are we doing here? This actually looks really good. What are you begging it for? That was fantastic today. Really liked the effort there. Ah, you begged it. So, I'm thinking, okay, fine. I'll try to just kind of ignore them for the rest of the lesson, okay? Just try and survive, get through. Everything is going great until, shit, man, Sarah ain't begged it for time, you know. I'm going to beg it now. Come on, sir. Why are you looking at me? I'm fucking begging it, you dickhead. I'm begging it, man. I'm fucking begging it. Still ignoring him. Or her. Equal opportunities. Some of the schools, right. Courtney might be giving him a smack over the face. Still begging it, man. Now finally got it into you. What are you begging it for? So, when you're stuck here in the chaos, okay, sometimes you have to remind yourself, you take a deep breath. I am powerful. I am loved. I deeply and completely accept myself. Everything is going to be okay. Nobody has died. You still have a job. You haven't lost your house. There is a very odd silver lining to all of this, though. Some of the pupils actually start to like you, okay? So you'll be walking through the corridors after you've had a really shit day, and you'll be like, yo, wagwan, sir, what you saying? You good? Yo, he's a safe teacher, Mr. B's my favourite teacher. Yo, sir, can you rap for us? He spits bars, he spits bars. So, do you want to hear Mr. B spit some bars today? Okay, so I told you to watch out in the first place. You're not a leader, so you follow the herd's way. You think you're hard mocking what the nerd says, but now you're being defeated by the wordplay. I can't stop rhyming, that's my addiction. Like an artist I paint, that's my depiction. My pen mightier than the sword, that's my affliction. There's the door. See you later, mate. That's my eviction. Glee Club Birmingham, you've been great. I've been Harvey Bhogal. Thank you very much.